Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at this newly released HotToys 1/6 scale Batman Armory and Batman based very loosely on the likeness of Christian Bale. I didn't like the prototype on this, and I most certainly don't like how this turned out. This is disappointing, and quite frankly I think it's insulting to Christian Bale and insulting to the Dark Knight trilogy and the Dark Knight Rises. If you are a subscriber to the channel, or if you've seen me on streams, or if you watched any of my videos, you know I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan, big Batman fan. The Dark Knight trilogy is my favourite trilogy of all time, and Christian Bale, he is my Batman. I love Keaton. I really like what Robert Pattinson did as well, but Christian Bale is my Batman. Those three movies. They're some of the best Batman. They're my favourite Batman movies. What can I say? So like, whether you like the voice or not, I think Christian Bale did an amazing job, and this does not look like Christian Bale. I mean, you can't really. This is a spectrum, really. You can't really say like, I don't think it looks nothing like him. I tend not to do that. Like, it's not like a 0 out of 10, and it is absolutely nowhere close to the upper end of that kind of spectrum. I mean, this looks like, I understand that this is based on The Dark Knight Rises, and part of the plot line of the movie is it's set like, I think it's supposed to be 8 years after the events of The Dark Knight. I can't really remember. I think it's 8 years. But a significant amount of time has passed, and he's all scarred up and he's broken and he's older. Like, he's not a decrepit old man. It's not like the Dark Knight Returns, but it was definitely influenced by the Dark Knight Returns. But he's not like he's retired, he's past it. There's peace, crime is low in Gotham, but he's supposed to be older, battered up. I get all that, and definitely like Christian Bale was an absolute unit in Batman Begins, and then kind of trimmed down a bit in The Dark Knight. I never quite understood that. Was that just to get him to fit into the new suit? I never quite understood that. He was definitely like leaner in The Dark Knight itself, and then The Dark Knight Rises, I understand why he'd be leaner and gaunt, because he's not training as much, or definitely not training or whatever like that, and his injury and stuff like that. So he did look gaunter in the face. That's 100% correct. But what this looks like this was based off a Christian Bale who was like 10 years older than The Dark Knight Rises, who had gone away and got reconstructive surgery or Botox or something like that. Like, when you look at someone and go, they've got work done, they've got filler, they've got Botox, whatever. It just, the face doesn't look right. It's like, I don't know, is it kind of more blown out or something? It's like there's a sculpt underneath this that looks kind of like Christian Bale. But I can't say it looks nothing like him. I get where they were going with this. Even the dog doesn't like it. That was actually perfect considering the intro. Well done. Good man, buddy. Right. But like, you can tell that this whole... it's just a bad sculpt. It was bad in the prototype. And I didn't understand. Like, I think for my pre-order... I tend to like make 3 different types of videos if that aren't streams. I do pre-order previews for figures that I'm interested in or have some sort of a connection with, or I want to turn out well, and then I do like the release reactions like this, and then if I get the figure I do an unboxing review. Fine, it's got like there that's the trifecta there. And in the original, I think the thumbnail is probably going to be similar. It was Christian Fail, and someone argued with me, like someone came on in the comment section really offended because of something I said. I never got that either. I don't like the toy that you like. Who cares? Like, grow up. But it really The argument was really, they're really full on about Christian Fail. You don't know what you're talking about. It's like, this doesn't, it's not a good sculpt. And like, HotToys are fantastic. I mean, come on, I've invested. Look behind me. They have such a talented team of sculptors and people who are excellent at sculptors, painters, people in charge of the die cast components and the engineering, people who are in charge of the things like weathering and the paint apps like that, or the kind of innovation, whether it's the USB lightsabers, they're not great, the magnets, the cut and sew, the stitching, all that kind of stuff. They've such a talented team. So inevitably, sorry, I'm not sure, this thing here is either too high or too low or whatever, it's just bothering me. I'm going to leave it at that. There we go. All right, my point is, they're better than this, and they've done this multiple times. I think the DX19 sculpt is better than this. Apologies for quick interruption to this video. If you're watching this video right now, hit the like button and more importantly, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel and the support is greatly appreciated. Back to the video. I think that's genuinely the best way I can describe this. It's like as if Christian Bale got a bunch of Botox to make himself look younger and it didn't work out. I think this is poor. This is genuinely poor. I don't think the sculpted hair looks that great from this angle as well. Let's just take a look at everything. Again, that dog really does not like this. So apologies for the dog bark in the background, but I got like 10 minutes to do this, so I'm just going to go ahead with it. So look, I'm quick look at the Armory, and I think the Armory looks good, but and I think there should be some improvements on the suit from what I understand. If I look into this, I should be able to see there's a bunch of different improvements. Let's see. This is on Sideshow. So has a DX19. There's a I never actually. I get that the DX19 isn't perfect, but I still think the DX19 is a fantastic figure. Now it said here, enhanced batsuit and cowl detailing and refined body articulate proportion. Okay. But I don't think the cowl is all that great. There's something about the likeness and the eyes and something. I can't put my finger on it, where I it just looks a bit strange, but these are the prototype images, so hopefully when I look at the blogger photos now, it'll be a bit better. But the chest looks a bit better because it's kind of a wider. I think the DX19 one is a bit more closer together. If you look at it, like it just the kind of the pectoral bits like look a bit more pushed together from what I can see, and the bat symbol on the left here looks a bit wider. So that's just from the side portion. There's definitely more detail going on there. I can kind of see it there, what they're going from on the MMS 702, just a bit more detail, and then on the side part of the new version. Just a close up here on the armor as well. The enhanced batsuit with cowl detailing and refined. So here what you have, if you look at the hand pieces, the gloves are inside the gauntlets. Now, I remember in one of the movies they were inside, and in the other one they were outside. So this one here, they're inside, because I know that DX19 doesn't have that. But does that mean that they were... I'm nearly sure they were inside in the Dark Knight, and then the gloves were on the outside for Rises. But here, and this is based on Rises, they have them in the inside, which is something that collectors have been crying out for this style of batsuit anyway. Right, look, they're the prototype images. They're not as important as this. So the suit, just looking at the suit, looks good. I'm noticing the cape as well sits flatter than the DX19's cape. The DX19's cape, it was definitely serviceable, definitely usable. I actually thought it was all right. I did notice that these parts here, they rode up a little high. You really have to flatten them down. A bit of futzing though, it can look quite good. I remember taking some quite good photographs with them. If I do say so myself, they're on my Instagram. But I gotta say, I preferred the Jackson shoe cape that was gifted to me by Alan, the 6-scale gallery. If you're watching out there, I'm sure we'll be talking about this later on, Alan. I'm gonna hit you up about it. Okay, so the Armory itself, one of the things I was concerned about is, look, I'm not going to get two Armories, and they've done a 2.0 now, or they put up for pre-order a 2.0 of the Dark Knight ones, and that was probably one that I would be interested in. But I think this looks great too as well. I like the both of them, but I think the Dark Knight is obviously the better movie, and I'm not going to get two Armories, and it really puts me off. This head sculpt really puts me off this. And while I actually think, from what I remember looking at doing the pre-order preview video of the Dark Knight 2.0 Armory, the head sculpts are similar, if not the same, but the hair is different. Between this one and the Bruce Wayne that's suited, that comes with the Dark Knight Armory 2.0. This looks good. I actually like this kind of CrossFit look for Bruce Wayne or Batman. I think the sculpted arms actually look pretty good. Okay, look, let's face it, like I mentioned already in the video, Christian Bale was absolutely jacked in Batman Begins and gradually lost some of that muscle and got leaner towards the trilogy goes on, from what I remember. He's got pretty big arms. These are kind of extra sculpted. Definitely, they're kind of being generous to him. I think by the time that movie came around, I don't think he was as jacked as this. Maybe in Batman Begins, but not in Rises. I like the kind of leg brace there as well. I know that was a point of contention. A lot of people thought that was ridiculous, but I think that whole point was they were trying to show that he's not the same man he was. He had a lot of scar tissue. He was older. He was broken. He had no cartilage left and stuff like that. He had a knee problem, obviously had the cane. And yeah, but like I get people think, you know, they put on the neck brace and then was able to kick and break a block. It was ridiculous. But then again, like, isn't there martial arts experts who can, like, I don't know, chop through blocks or something like that? So yeah, the suit looks good in the Armory. I do like the look of the Armory. One of my concerns is that it would look like Tupperware and go cloudy over time, but this looks pretty good. I think I recall seeing some of these prototype images on some sort of a con where it did look cloudier, but this seems glassier looking. I believe it's USB powered. I like the way you can see, that's a good angle. Now that's a good angle there, because you can see the suit, you can see those bright white lights. I presume it's USB powered. And then you can see all the light illuminating and all these different canisters and gadgets. You can see the grapnel gun there. I want to zoom in and see what else you see. I presume it's either like gas canisters or smoke bombs he has. And then on the right there you have these two kind of square things that latch onto his utility belt. Of course, the grapnel gun is there. And on the left side you see some batarangs of different sizes. I think a dart as well. It looks like a dart. Another grapnel gun. So yeah. It looks good, and like, I like everything about this. I do like everything about this, but I just think that head sculpt is poor. I don't mind that it's kind of like, essentially, like, it's not an articulated figure, really, is it? I believe it's just those sculpted arms are just there, and this is the only possible pose that you're going to have with. But if you're going to have him wearing that, that's the pose you're going to use. So I get that. It's more of an accessory than an actual figure. Ah, man, I just think that looks rough. I really do. I think the suit looks good, and I like the way you can see the. Well, give me a look at how they've done these gauntlets. Can't really put my finger on it there. They kind of. I get what they're saying. So these must just peg in to the part of the gauntlet there, so they're not going over. So the gauntlet, they've extended the gauntlet. You no longer have that cuff of the glove, and they plug straight in. Okay. Let's see where they're going with that. Man, that head sculpt's poor. I like everything else about it. I think the Armory looks good. I think the suit looks good. I like the way you have all the accessories. I like the white lights. I think the figure itself looks good. That's the way it would be posed. But I'm not going to get two Armories. And if I am getting one, I haven't even ordered the other one, to be honest. Like, it's particularly expensive, and I'm not sure. I'll probably end up picking it up. Yeah, I don't have too much else to say. Okay, here you go. So these are just the photos of him with the cowl on. The cape, I think, looks a bit better than the DX19 stock cape, but then again, like, have the Jackson shoe. You know, it's I'll probably just end up using that. I do like the way the gloves sit inside the gauntlets there. I mean, this is my favorite suit, so I'm partial to it anyway. I'm not entirely sure how much I like that new cowl. I need to look at some comparison photos. Could be just the way it's posed up there. That looks cool. That looks cool as well. I want to see some more photos of him like this. Okay. So this is supposed to be a newly improved cowl. The details, I think the shape is different. And there seems to be a lot more lines around the side here. See around those kind of like bone structures there? Those are the lines that, as I showed you in the prototype images, they're kind of highlighting those. There's something about this that I can't quite put my finger on. I think it was the nose, if I remember. There was something that I was looking at before. Yeah, look, in conclusion, I think the Armory looks good. I think the suit for the most part looks good, but I'm very partial to the suit. The power pose figure doesn't bother me. It's just that head sculpt is poor. I'm hoping that the one they do for the Armory, the Dark Knight Armory 2.0, turns out better, because I think the only real civilian character I'd entertain the thought of getting is the Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I probably won't be getting this. Disappointed in that sculpt, but I don't think I was going to get it anyway. Look, that's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, consider becoming a channel member, and also yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.